Hi class, today our lesson is going to be about value. Value is one of the 7 elements of art which refers to the lightness and darkness of color. Take a look at this dragon ball in black and white. The brightest part where the light source is shining on is called highlight. The color between dark and light is called a midtone. And the darkest area is of course the shadow. I'm going to show you what I was taught in art school. Starting from the top, going down, I am painting the light to dark tones of a hue. Hue refers to color. More water, less paint gives you very light colors. Equal parts paint and water gives you midtones, and dark tones is less water and more paint. We call this practice, or this thing that I'm doing right now, as gradation, or the change of a color from light to dark and vice versa. Now, how do we see tonal values in art? Take a look at Bressy's photograph in Montmartre. Look at how he uses highlights, midtones, and shadow to create this idyllic photograph. Or M.C. Escher's drawing of this reflective globe. The way he used dark and light tones make it look like it has color. You must remember Caravaggio, who used a lot of contrasts in terms of light and dark areas to create drama. Especially Artemisia Gentileschi and her beautiful painting using tonal values to display tension. Now, it's my turn to paint values. I first need to find where areas have shadows, highlights, midtones, and all of that. So, shadows here, highlights over here, midtones, shadow, and more highlights, especially on the eyes. Eyes with no highlights make it look not alive. I'm taking inspiration from anime and the very simple way they used tonal values. It's something you can do, I'm sure. I recommend you start with very light colors first. That means more water and less paint. Unless you know how to control your watercolor mixture. Alright, now I'm just going to trace the outline. And now I'm done. Well, round 2. If you don't have paint but you have other coloring supplies, use them. I will be using my crayon to color this Brontosaurus. My light source will be coming from above, a little bit to the right, so my shading will be on the opposite side of the surface where the highlights are. Try using different colors of the same hue. By that, I mean if you have violet, for example, then use red-violet, blue-violet, indigo, lavender, and other analogous colors. Analogous colors are the colors that sit side by side each other on the color wheel. Now look at how I'm shading this Brontosaurus. The darkest bits should be on the bottom, and as you color away from the dark parts, lighten your grip on the crayon to make the colors lighter. Once again, I'm using analogous colors of green for my palm tree. Highlights take up more space than shadow. Now adding shadow using the darker color of the grass's color. some spots, and a mountain. Uh-oh, it's a volcano! Use analogous colors of yellow to give a fiery coloring effect of that eruption. Run, Brontosaurus, run! Do you see how values really transform your work into something more alive? That's because value helps create form, which is another element of art that we already learned about. Form makes things look 3D. Show me your work in the classroom dojo and I can't wait to see what you've done. Also, have fun!